Here's the wonderful amusement and fun fair at Southend on a beautiful summer's day. And over the road is Electric Avenue, and above it used to be a nightclub. The nightclub was called what, Ross?
Talk nightclub.
Okay. Now, the reason Ross knows about that is...
I was the photographer there.
And guess who was doing the show? That's right. When was it?
2009.
Okay.
December. So yeah.
I love the way you can remember exactly the date of performing and doing my show above Electric Avenue at time. What is it now?
It's a bowling alley called Kingpins.
It's not quite the same, is it? But happy days, happy memories.
It's always fun in there. So.
Southend, the glorious city on the sand, right at the end of Essex. And here is the pier. And the pier is remarkable because it is in fact the longest pleasure pier in the world. It just goes on and on and on. Are we nearly there yet? Nowhere near. Just keep going. Are we nearly there yet? No, nowhere near. Just a minute. How are we going to get there? Well, the easiest way to do it is on the little train, which takes about 10 minutes or more to travel the mile and a bit down to the very end. And that's it! Wow! You might as well keep swimming after that because you're halfway there to Kent. This is the Cliffs Pavilion in Southend-on-Sea, and it's one of my favourite theatres. I did a wonderful panto season here in 93, 94, playing Buttons in Cinderella. So my Cinderella was Anne Nolan, and the Baron was John Virgo, the snooker player, and it was really fun. I stayed in a lovely apartment right down by the pier, overlooking the water. Dressing rooms at the Cliffs Pavilion, the auditorium's lovely. The dressing rooms are a little smaller. They're actually round the back here. And in my dressing room, I had a pinball machine. So what happens is when I'm not on stage, I'm there going chick, 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 trying to get a high score. And all the cast are coming by to say, Timmy, can I have a go? Chick, chick, chick. Oh, there's my call. Sorry, gotta go. I'm on a causeway, a little bridge leading from Essex to a secret island. This island's got a great name. It's called Two Trees Island. Except all I can see are squillions of trees. I think they got their numbers wrong. There's 2 billion squillion tree island. I'm Timmy Mallett, here at Canvey Island. People are enjoying the wonderful summer days. I'm coming to the end of my circumnavigation of Britain on my bike. First of all, thank you very much for my giant Explore 1 Timmy bike. Thanks to Spokes of Bagshot and to Uwe Custom Design Paint for helping me create this lovely paintwork. Talking of painting, thanks to Dale Aroni for their wonderful materials, meaning that I could paint pictures every single day in watercolour around the coast. Thanks as well to all the bike shops who've stepped forward and helped me with servicing or emergencies. In particular, Giant Store in Lincoln, Velo Sport in Cleethorpes, and all the other great bicycle shops who have stepped up to the mark and helped me along the way. Thank you. Thanks as well to SPCK Publishing for the promotional flag, stickers, flyers, Provis for the all-weather cycling gear, and many thanks to Ordnance Survey for help with the navigation, the brilliant paper maps around the country. Not forgetting Wahoo and their brilliant GPS servicing. Web support to Cubby Studios and to Sykes Media. Thanks as well to all the people who sent messages on social media and who turned up. People who arrived on their bike or offered support and somewhere to stay and a bit of help and encouragement. And thanks especially to Mrs. Mallett for having the patience and the support. Thank you. Thanks as well to all my friends and people I don't know who've supported me and encouraged me along 4.5 months of cycling 4,700 miles around the coast of this gorgeous country. It is one of those things that you say the invisible peloton of support really does make a difference. Thanks. Thank you very much. You know what I'm going to do next? I don't know, but whatever I do, we'll make the most of every single day. Reach our potential. You and me, I'm happy. Here's my bike. Here's Canvey Island, nice and quiet. Here is
Carrie Davis.
Hello, Carrie. You've just been watching me.
Yeah, on my phone.
Really? What are you watching on?
Oh no, I've turned it off now because I saw you coming along.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Do you live here?
Yep.
Is this your town?
It is, yes.
And when was the last time we met, Carrie?
When I was in the junior school in Norfolk Park.
I love it. Well, lovely to see you.
Yeah, it's nice to see you. You ain't changed.
Thanks for coming out. Have you been watching and following my journey for a while?
I have, yeah.
From where?
All the way round. I've got it all on there. I've saved it all.
Fantastic. So I was over there, wasn't I? Where's that over?
And you've been Burnham.
Yep.
Yeah, Malden.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go there a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, this is lovely. Was it you who suggested come to Canvey?
Yes, are you?
Is that you?
Yeah.
Well, what a thing. And I'm so glad I did, because now we've met.
That's great.
Brilliant.
Second time, but you wouldn't remember me.
Second time, because
Yeah.
the first time was...
At Norfolk Park Junior School.
Did you get malleted?
Yes, I did.
There you go, happy girl.
I've always mentioned it on the pages and stuff. It's been
Brilliant.
such a long time, and I'm glad I've seen you.
Well, how lovely to see you, and thanks for coming out.
39 Christmas Day as well.
Are you?
Yeah, that's how long ago it was.
Congratulations. One of the great joys of cycling the coast of Britain is finding that there is a cycle path right alongside the water. This is fantastic. Brilliant. And then you come to this and you realise that the system isn't joined up at all. It's a complete and utter dead end. That's it. No further. Now, who thought up that bright idea? The Queen Elizabeth Bridge, otherwise known as the Dartford Crossing. And on my very first day of the circumnavigation, the last time I saw the Thames was just over the other side there. And I remember thinking at the time, next time I see the river, I will have cycled all the way around the country. And I have. I'm at Purfleet. Purfleet is famous as the spot where the Reverend John Newton lived. Who? He's the fella who was the parish priest, and one day he was out on the river, had a terrible boating accident, almost lost his life, and as a result wrote Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And a couple of times on this trip I've thought of that song, thinking about it today and thinking how lovely that it was written right here on the Thames, and I carried it with me on my journey. This is brilliant. Flocks and flocks of starlings all along the river. And a lighthouse. A lighthouse on the river. Brilliant. In the shadow of the Queen Elizabeth Bridge at Rainham Marshes is this unusual slag heap. A what? Yeah, a sort of a dumping ground for the old factories to be here. Look what's on the... It's this stuff. It's big, heavy residue out of which they got all the stuff they needed and then dumped the rest of it on the foreshore here. Extraordinary, isn't it? The rest of that factory site's been cleared, and what we've got instead now is landfill. Oh, glorious landfill, with some black pipes sticking out the ground. And these black pipes are letting off noxious gases that are stuck underneath the ground in the landfill. Ooh. And in due course all those gases will escape and they'll turn this into a park. Yeah, a park on landfill next to a slag heap by the glorious River Thames. This is a pier on the River Thames where boats turn up and they're bringing the spoil from digging out the Elizabeth line or the big sewer, and they load it onto trucks and take it over here, and it's all dumped somewhere over there and becomes landfill. On the far side of the river is where they process all the oilseed rape that's grown, and that's turned into our margarine and stuff. Now this is a very nice cycle path with an awful lot of debris just here, and this has come from high tide. Every time there's a high tide, it comes over here and dumps all this plastic and stuff, which is come out the river. See, plastic shuttlecock, all sorts of things, and that gives you a little idea of the size of the plastic pollution problem. Even when you look at the river now, it looks completely spotless and clean. Yeah, it's not here though, is it? I'm in the middle of Dagenham, in the middle of the road, in the middle of a building site on what was the old Ford works in Dagenham. You know that film, Made in Dagenham? Well, that was based on the story that happened here. Women seamstresses who were busy sewing the seat covers for the old Ford cars. What a great job. Fought for equal rights and equal pay. Good on them. Their profoundly important story about making a difference for women's rights in the world. Well done. All that remains now is this building site and 20,000 new homes without a railway station to connect them to anywhere. The little postscript to this story is that this is where they did the rehearsal for the opening ceremony at the Olympics. I love that Mr. Bean sketch.
Loving God, we thank you for Timmy's safe arrival back here, where you blessed him on his beginning of his journey, and may that blessing rest upon him in whatever he does in the future. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
A visible peloton all the way.
Well, and it was a huge amount of energy I used for that, but you've been carrying me with you.
Yeah, I have.
There you are.
You've been attached to my bike all the way.
And if anybody wants one, you can get it from the shop.
This is a building I recognise, coming to Paddington Station. Yep, I am.
I played Billy, you screenshot it, I played Billy instead.
I'm Timmy Mallet. I'm at Paddington Station. I love this place. Everybody's busy, going somewhere, doing something, heading off on their own big adventures. I've cycled around the coast of Britain, 4,730 miles. That's 7,600 kilometres. Painting the most wonderful coastline in the world. World class. And the people are very, very special. Hearts of gold. Generous. Encouraging. Thank you so much for that lovely warm support. And now I've cycled that, you know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to catch the train home, see what's for tea, see if the family recognise me. Thanks for being in my life. Dream big, reach our potential. Have a nice life. See you in heaven, if not before.
We're clapping.
Hey.